I would say for me, I was kind of fit before I did gymnastics prior, so I kind of had like a baseline to go off of. But once COVID hit, I felt like I kind of fell off. It was super hard to exercise and find motivation and just find resources to help you get there. Personally, for me, it was a lot of outdoor stuff. I would go on walks, bike rides, runs. I would kind of keep up with the world, but also contain myself because of the disease that was going around. I feel like from COVID, I definitely grew, and that was kind of like the base and start of how I became really into the gym and weightlifting. I think what first introduced me was my older sister, Augustine. She is 3 years older than me, so she also did sports, track, basketball. She did volleyball for a little bit, and she would go to the gym and she would lift with like her teammates and stuff. So I feel like that was definitely an influence. But what really got me into weightlifting was just wanting to do something other than like sports, like a structured sport with guidelines, kind of wanting to go and do your own workout and plan it and do what is tailored towards you. I would say that probably just having access to a gym and seeing other people, and most of my family is pretty fit and went to the like Olympics for track and stuff. So I feel like just feeding off of their energy and learning through kind of myself, but also my surroundings as well. My advice for someone going to the gym for the first time is to take it slow at first. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, it never does. Stick to the same exercises for as long as you can and really allow your body to get used to that movement before you progress. You don't want to lift heavy just because you want to look good. Like you want to push yourself, but also not to the point where you're causing injury, which is probably my second biggest tip is to try to be moderate of how much you're lifting and how early you are in the stages of lifting because injury is so common and it happens to everyone at some point. And I think that's like a biggest factor when you are beginning to lift is just be safe. Really learn the form and the tips first before you get into heavy lifting, and make sure that you're also aware of factors outside of lifting, like your eating habits, your daily activities like walking, kind of taking into consideration your work job and your occupation. Like, are you sitting all day? Are you active? Things along those lines, and just like eating in general, being in the kitchen and making good meals and really fueling your body so that you have energy to work out. So for me, I did gymnastics pretty young. And from gymnastics, I went into other sports and then sports into lifting. So the transition was kind of weird. Personally, for me, the reason I quit was because of injury. I was being pushed too hard by my coaches, and eventually I just fell out of having love for the sport. It is something I do miss to this day, and I wish I would have stuck with it a little bit as at least as a hobby. But transitioning from gymnastics to lifting like genuinely changed my whole perspective on fitness and what it means to be healthy and like having overall wellness. It was hard because my body was so, I had a good foundation to go off of, but my body was still so tight and kind of restrictive in some ways from gymnastics and the same movements I would do. So it was definitely a challenge to transfer over to lifting, but I think because of my gymnastics experience, it definitely helped a lot of my movements and who I am and my physique today. So currently, I work out 6 days a week. It's an alternative of upper body, lower body. I do have an accessory lower body lifting day to really emphasize the quads and the glutes, and I have a cardio day. So I would typically hit glutes and hamstrings Monday, back and bis Tuesday. Wednesday's kind of push day, chest, tris, and shoulders. Thursday is quads, and Friday I'll do like an accessory glute day and quads. Specifically, it's tailored toward building more muscle in my right side. I did just recover from an ACL injury about 2 years ago, and I'm still suffering from just having a little bit less muscle mass in my right side. So I'm trying to really get that strength up on the unilateral side. And through that, I just have an extra day added on there. And then Saturdays are usually just like my cardio day, and I will perform core exercises almost every day and stretch and still stay in moderation with everything else in my life, like walking 10K steps every day and making sure I'm active and I'm not just sitting. I track protein. I don't track anything else, no calories, no nothing like that. I try to eat moderately healthy. I'm a person that likes to stick to the same thing, so I will have probably the same breakfast of like 2 eggs and turkey bacon or something like that every single morning. And then I meal prep my lunches, so I at least know I'm getting 35 grams of protein with my carbs and my fats and all of that. And then dinner is kind of like the same thing. I'll usually prep that ahead of time, or I'll just pick one main source of protein and carbs, fats, and kind of combine all those. But moderately, I eat pretty healthy overall, but I do allow myself to have like cheat days, if you want to call them that. But I like to just think of it as balance in life. I'll have ice cream if I want to, or I'll go out to eat with my friends. Like I don't take it to a full extent of very seriousness, but I definitely do prioritize getting my protein in before anything else in the day. I would say probably ice cream and cookies. I am a big sucker for those. I wish they were just like, I wish they would taste the same but be healthy and high in protein and just like everything your body needs, but I wish it was healthier. So prior to my junior year of high school, I had small injuries here and there, kind of like acute ones. They usually go ankle sprains, all that. But my first real big injury that was required having surgery was my ACL. And this was the hardest probably comeback of my entire life because one, I had never ever taken a season off since I was in third grade. So, third grade up until my junior year of high school, I had never had a break from sports. I was always playing 3 sports year round on top of clubs. So, coming to a complete dead stop before going into my junior year, which is the hardest year of school, was an entire life changing experience. I not only tore my ACL, I tore my ACL, my LCL, and my lateral meniscus. And I didn't know I had tore it until 2 months after I had already been lifting and going back to my regular schedule. And this was due to doctors who did not fully check me out or fully do the assessments. So that kind of factored into my recovery. I had to get surgery as soon as possible, which was about a week before I started school. So my recovery was very hard, especially having to go to school and attend for 8 hours a day. And it was something that I don't wish upon anyone. I had to build myself up. And from that, I developed depression and anxiety, which I had to battle. And without that setback, I don't think I would be who I am today. That taught me so much about life, that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It taught me patience, it taught me kindness, and it taught me so much strength to get past whatever is going on in anyone in your life or anyone's life, my life. I had a lot of unhealed trauma that came up when I had to stop completely doing sports. Sports was kind of the way for me to express my emotions, to let out any anger, any fear, kind of just like escape reality, and not having that escape hurt me. And it was hard to find other ways to express how I was feeling from all my trauma. So eventually, it led to me figuring out, once I got back into activities, that going to the gym and doing sports and lifting and moving my body is the way that I express the things that I need to express in a different way. It is my coping mechanism, and it has helped me so much. And that is exactly why I turned around and became a personal trainer, to help others experience that and trying to create a safe space for them as well, just like it was for me. And really just get rid of the stigma around negative thoughts of working out and having to do it for aesthetics, more like doing it for your mental health and doing it for reasons that are important to you. And without that injury, I wouldn't have learned any of that, and I wouldn't have became a personal trainer to help others. My ultimate goal inside the sport is to I want to say have fun. It's really basic, but just enjoy myself. I think that inside sports, it can be so complicated, it can be so stressful, and it can be a lot more than what it is made out to be. I think that is a place to go and have fun, to express yourself, to learn to move your body, and to just have competition, fun competition, to enjoy life and the little pleasures we get. And outside of sports, I think that it's just important to be appreciative of everything you have and the ability to move your body. That's something that I learned from my injury as well, is when you have something like your legs or your arms and your ability to move every day and you don't take advantage of that and then it's gone in an instant, it really makes you think that you took all those chances for granted just sitting on the couch, when you could have been moving your body, because not because you want to punish it, but because it's there for you and it keeps you moving every day, and you should be able to give back to it, even if you're not in a sport, even if you're not a health freak or anything. Like, just because you are alive and just because you get the pleasure of having a body that can move, because some people don't get that pleasure. I'm gonna say inside and outside of the gym, my biggest motivation and inspiration is myself. Um, it took a while for me to realize that, comparing myself to others, it's good to have inspiration and to look at others, and I want to say like compare in a healthy way, but for me, I think that comparing myself to me in every version that I've had is the best way to gain motivation and to have inspiration. I look back on how I looked a couple years ago, and that is my inspiration. That is not really my inspiration, but that is my motivation. And just seeing how far I've already come and comparing myself to me over and over again just makes me have more self love and has me and helps me have more self-discipline to accomplish my goals, knowing that I've already accomplished so many and I have so many more I can go. I do think there's a lot of stigma around that. Personally, for me, it's always defined me. I've had big biceps and I've had big muscles since I was in gymnastics, and that's what really gave me a lot of my upper body strength. But continuing to grow that, I do see the stigma and I do see the stares at the gym and the weird looks from a girl. Like, you're supposed to be feminine, you're not supposed to have that many muscles. Personally, I think that it's all stupid. Everyone has muscles, everyone is born with them. It's whether you choose to work them out or not. I take pride in having big muscles, because if I have bigger muscles than you and you're offended, then that says more about you than me. I think that your body is a reflection of how you treat yourself, and it shows a lot about a person if you look at how they look. I think that that stigma should be stopped, because I think women with muscles is probably the best thing on earth. Who wouldn't want a strong woman by their side? I think that it's important that men and women are equal in every aspect. Yes, lifting in the gym is more of like a manly thing, but says who? Ever. I think that it's a place for anyone to go and accomplish their goals, whether you're tall, you're skinny, you're this color or the other color. Like, I think it's a community and it's a place that people can go into and work on your goals and work on you without getting the stares and the judgment from others, because everyone is there for their own little reason. My advice is to bite the bullet and go. Just go. Um, I get that a lot from a lot of my friends, a lot of people around. They're like, "How do you just go and go to the gym and you work out?" My advice is to go into that gym, wear what you want. If you want to be low key, wear a hoodie, wear some sweats, put your hood up, put your music on, and don't look at anyone. No one's looking at you, so why are you looking at anyone else? Go into a corner, find a corner, pick up some weights, and do what you can there, and then go tomorrow, and then go the day after. And slowly you will build courage and confidence to be in that gym and own it like it's your space. Go in there and walk in there like you own that place, because you are there to get your workout in, and that's what the gym is there for you. Imagine no one else is there. You're there to get your workout in, because your workout is an appointment with yourself and you never cancel. You never cancel that appointment. You show up whether it's busy, whether it's not. If you can get half your workout done, great. If you can do one exercise, at least you went to the gym. that is my main advice for people who are struggling to get into the gym is pick a friend, make someone go with you. Maybe just go early in the morning, late in the afternoon when you know it's like about to close. Go like 10 minutes in just to go in and feel the energy. Like you want to go in with your head held high and the ability to know that you're there for you and only you, and that should only matter. No one else in the gym should matter to you.